In That Friend, Paul is that friend who turns one drink into a full-blown bender, crashes his best friend Henry's romantic weekend with his new girlfriend Penny, only to unleash chaos when his drug-laced cigarettes disappear into strangers' hands. That Friend is directed by Alex Waugh and Will Sterling, and this is Alex's directorial debut, but Will Sterling has previously directed the film A Cell Phone Story, and That Friend just debuted at the 2026 Tribeca Film Festival. In That Friend, I really liked the dynamic between Harvey Guillén and his friend played by Josh Brener, and also his new girlfriend Billie Lourd. Josh Brener has been dating Billie Lourd for a few months, but he hasn't introduced her to his best friend Harvey Guillén, and Harvey Guillén kind of like takes this as a bit of a offensive. And when Josh Brener and his new girlfriend Billie Lourd decide to take a trip to Palm Springs, they agree to take Harvey Guillén along with them, so just as like a bit of a ride, just for a few hours. So what could go wrong? Just a few hours on the road. And I really liked when Harvey Guillén is introduced to Billie Lourd, and Billie Lourd's a very sweet girl. She sees the good in him at all times, and they really like gel together very well. And Josh Brener kind of like plays like a straight man, and they kind of make fun of him, and Billie Lourd like in a kind of a sweet way. And Billie Lourd and Harvey Guillén, they like joke with each other and spend time with each other and really get to know each other over this trip, and that was really nice to see in this film. And in the second half of the film, it does go in a whole bunch of wild directions when the drugs are involved, and Harvey Guillén, he brings along these drug-laced cigarettes, and they get into the wrong hands, and these like kids end up taking them, and they all have like different side effects, and they have to go, like drive around and track down these cigarettes, and that's when the film is quite entertaining. But for me, I think this film just doesn't go hard enough on the craziness. Like we get told time and over and over and over again, especially in the first half of the film, that Paul, played by Harvey Guillén, is this crazy party type, like drinking and drugging, but we get told over and over again, but we're not really shown in this film how crazy he is. He's basically just like a party type guy who likes to drink and take drugs and party, and that's basically it. Just like it doesn't really come off as like really crazy. It doesn't really come off as like a friend who will like destroy your life. So I think this film could have gone a little bit harder on that party type character. And I didn't really I didn't really think that Josh Brener and Billie Lourd had a lot of chemistry in this film, and the film is bogged down. Maybe half of this film is bogged down. This like subplot between Josh Brener and Billie Lourd. They're like a new relationship, and Billie Lourd has just done an interview for this like amazing dream job, and if she gets this job, she might have to move away. But Josh Brener says, I can like work remotely. I can move in with you, and they're kind of like in that period in their relationship where it's going very well, but them moving in together, them traveling together, might put an end to the relationship, or might bring them closer, might separate them. So, and that just this film is supposed to be like a crazy comedy, but fast moving and crazy things happening, and that kind of like that subplot throughout this film just kept like putting the film at a standstill, and that really kind of like stopped pushing the film forward as much as I would have liked. And even in the second half of the film, once these like drug-laced cigarettes are introduced to multiple people throughout the film, this film composed like a nice cast of people. But when these people take these drugs, it's kind of like if you've ever gone to a party and you don't drink and you don't take any drugs, and you're the only one sober there, and you're just watching everybody else be drunk and take drugs. It's kind of like a little bit like what it's like watching this film, especially in the second half of the film, because people just take these cigarettes and then they just like space out or have different reactions or get aggressive, and then basically that's all it is you're just watching people like having different reactions to different drugs, and they're just not as funny as it needed to be, and not as crazy as the film needed to be. I give That Friend 2.5 stars out of 5. I do like the dynamic between the three leads in this film, Harvey, Guillén, Josh Brener and Billie Lourd, and even though I don't think it goes hard enough with the comedy and not hard enough with the craziness, it does go into some like interesting, entertaining directions in the second half of the film. So this film was a little bit of a mixed bag for me, but I did have some enjoyment of this film, but it did leave me a little bit frustrated at times. So this film was a bit of a mixed bag. Thanks for watching. What do you think of That Friend? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.